fans are making a lot of noise at AT&T Stadium.
Anything that moves between these lines, got to get dealt with.
They hand it to Pollard. He comes running out the right side. Deep to the post to Lamb. At the 5 to the goal line.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night is presented by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. It's Miller time. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
A Sunday night Stampede made its way through AT&T Stadium in Week 13, and no, it was not the Colts leading the charge. It was the Dallas Cowboys in a 54-19 win over Indianapolis on Sunday Night Football. Welcome in to Cowboys Game Night here from AT&T Stadium. Alongside Nate Newton, I'm Kyle Youmans. Glad you're with us. We'll be here over the next 30 minutes with interviews, highlights, stats, and a whole lot more, breaking down the Cowboys win over the Colts. And Nate, it really opened up in that third quarter, fourth quarter, because the defense set the tone after it was 21-19, and then Dallas really opened it up.
Yeah, once again, our offense started a little slow, but like you said, our defense kept us in it, and we had a lead going into halftime. But when this thing opened up in the second half, like they took away the run game with Jonathan Taylor. I think he had 21 carries for maybe 92 yards, so they stopped that run game, and so they had to pass. And when they opened up the game for Matt Ryan to pass, whew, the floodgates opened in the airways, man.
Dallas got after him after that. It was Indianapolis that started the scoring early on. They started with a field goal, but Dallas on the ensuing possession answered right back. A big third down conversion to CeeDee Lamb. He stays up and on his feet, and then he walks into the end zone, his 6th touchdown of the season.
That's CeeDee being alert, man. He wasn't all the way down. He spun around. He went to the end zone.
He's able to stay on his feet here. Look at this. Never actually touched the ground. Got some help from an elbow, and then he got back up and streaked down the right sideline. Again, 6th touchdown of the year. Dallas up 7-3. Indy would answer, though, on their next drive. Following a big play to Alec Pierce, it's Ashton Doolin who works open in the end zone and catches the wide-open pass. Indy led 10-7 entering the second, but not for long, because after a defensive stop, Tony Pollard punches it into the end zone from 2 yards out. Dallas would get another stop, but the first turnover comes in the fashion of a Stephon Gilmore interception. Indy turned that to 3 points the other way as he was able to undercut this pass. After Michael Gallup fell down, Gilmore was wide open to make the grab. Now after that, Cowboys held to a 3-and-out. Colts driving for points prior to the half. Matt Ryan's pass tipped in the air by Trayvon Diggs, and it was Malik Hooker there for the interception against his former team. That gave Dallas a chance for points, setting up this opportunity with Dak Prescott having to roll out to his right, avoid the pressure from Yannick Ngakoue. He finds Michael Gallup, who threads the needle for 6. Dallas up 21-13 after the break. Big play from Michael Gallup.
Yeah, a great play by Michael Gallup, but I like the way Dak got out of the pocket and invaded that sack.
Dallas up by 8 at the halftime break. Under 4 to play in the third. It was the same score. After a 4th down conversion, Alec Pierce found the end zone again. This time, it was for a touchdown in the back of the end zone, up over the top of Kelvin Joseph. Set up a chance to tie the game on a 2-point conversion, but Deron Bland says no, rejects Paris Campbell in the flat, and because of that, Dallas remained up by 2. Dallas wasn't done just yet, though, as they were able to get down the field. This time, Michael Gallup elevates for his 2nd touchdown of the game, his first multi-touchdown game of the 2022 season. Dallas wasn't done just yet. Next drive, Damone Clark with the strip. Malik Hooker would hop on top of it, and he would take it all the way back to the house. He's the first defender for the Dallas Cowboys to have an interception and a scoop and score for a touchdown since 1983. It's been a long time since the Cowboys have seen a defensive performance like that.
Nobody's alert like this Cowboys defense, man. They scoop, they score, they take it to the hole, man. I like that right there, man. Kid going against his old team.
He got the game ball from Sunday Night Football after this one as well. That was their 2nd takeaway. Wouldn't have to wait very long for their 3rd. Another rookie, Deron Bland, again with the interception. He had that PBU in the flat. He picks this one off, gives the football back to Dallas, and they would certainly reward him. Tony Pollard, again, this time off of the toss, rolls to the left, goes outside the numbers, stutter steps his way past a couple defenders, and then then one final cut right back to the inside. Dallas with a 40-burger. They would actually add on some more scores after that. Deron Bland would add another pick. Zeke found the end zone again, and the Cowboys win it 54-19, the final score. We've got plenty more to come here on Cowboys Game Night from AT&T Stadium. We'll be right back. We'll hear from Ezekiel Elliott, who found the end zone for the first time against the Indianapolis Colts in his career, when we come back right after this on Cowboys Game Night.
This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. If you have a lucky quarter, it could pay off big when you play the new Cowboys scratch ticket game from the Texas Lottery.
Entering Week 13, there was only one team in the NFL, not named the Dallas Cowboys, to never allow a touchdown to either Dak Prescott or Ezekiel Elliott. Well, both of them found the end zone tonight against the Indianapolis Colts. And, well, here's what Zeke had to say following the 54-19 win over Indy.
The Colts hung around for a little while, but then you guys kicked it into gear. Is this the best run you guys have been on since maybe you were a rookie when you guys won 11 straight?
I think you could put it up there. This team's really clicking right now on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Run game's looking really good. Receivers playing lights out. On defense, everyone knows what they've been doing all year. I don't know how many takeaways was it this year. What, 4, 3? Mm-hmm. Almost 2 touchdowns. Really happy for Hook, getting to play against the team that drafted him, and for him to have the day that he had, I know it means a lot to him.
Complementary football continues to work, not only the passing game, but the running game with you and your little brother, Tony Pollard. Can you talk about his game as well as yours?
Man, TP, man, he's so fast. He's just running by guys. A couple of them plays, he's outrunning the blockers. So you can give him a little slither of daylight, he's gonna take it to the crib and make it pay.
On your touchdown, the crowd was chanting your name. Could you hear all of that?
I love that. I love when we get on the goal line and the crowd, they calling for Zeke. Really appreciate that. We had a good crowd today.
Let's talk about the kettle celebration. You and Dak put something together?
I just had to come up with something to try to top the guys from last week. I don't know if we did. I don't think it's kind of hard to beat the whack-a-mole, but we queued up the Jack in the Box today.
Appreciate it. Congratulations, Zeke.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
What does it say about this team? You guys are playing your best ball heading into December and January. Have y'all finally hit your stride?
I think this team is dangerous. I think we're definitely dangerous. Just the way we're built. That defense, as strong as they are, the pass rush, getting after the passer, getting after the quarterback. And I don't know how many picks did we have today. We took the ball away a lot. The run game was clicking. Receivers played really well. MG had them a day. Glad to see MG go out there and get 2 touchdowns. And we're rolling.
Zeke, do you think this is the most complete game the team has played so far this season?
I'll say this game definitely was one of the most complete games we played this season. Coming out of half a 1-score game and us kind of busting the thing wide open and we scored 50, 54. I had a feeling that we was gonna score 40 today. I didn't know we was gonna score 50.
What was the mood in the locker room? They were kind of hanging around a little bit, and then the second half, y'all really kind of turned on. Was there something said in the locker room?
Just we got to keep taking shots. Keep taking shots. It's the NFL. Teams are good. Everyone's good. So that first half is always going to be tough. But we knew if we just kept being consistent, kept executing, that things would start to roll our way.
Ezekiel Elliott in that running game really off to a great start, 200-plus yards on the ground, and they had a ton of success against that Colts front seven.
Yeah, and I'm loving his average at 4.8 today, man, 77 yards. He's a tenderizer. He beats down the defense so Pollard can explode over him. And I'm loving that, man. Zeke is a total team player.
And that Cowboys front seven had a ton of success in their own right as well. When we come back, we're joined by Osa Odighizuwa right here live from AT&T Stadium. Don't go away. More to come on Cowboys Game Night.
This segment was brought to you by the Texas Lottery. If you have a lucky quarter, it could pay off big when you play the new Cowboys scratch ticket game from the Texas Lottery.
17, the final score as the Cowboys come out on top over the Indianapolis Colts. Welcome into Cowboys Game Night alongside Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Youmans, now joined by a very special guest, member of that Cowboys front seven, Osa Odighizuwa. And Osa, it was a tough challenge coming in on paper to slow down Jonathan Taylor. You guys did that with flying colors, passed that test all the way through. What was it like going up against that Colts offensive front and having so much success, especially in that second half?
I mean, it was good just seeing part of something that we're constantly working, just being successful in that. This is something that we worked on in practice, emphasized in practice, being able to translate over to the game. That's always a good feeling.
It really felt like in that second half, things started to ravel in the right way for you guys. What was kind of the turning point to that defense and the way that you guys had some success in that third quarter, fourth quarter?
I wouldn't really say it was a turning point. I feel like we're just keep chopping, you know what I mean, just chopping away at it, just chipping away, and then we just kept consistent, kept going hard. Things started to go our way.
You know, Osa, when I look at this team, man, I see the depth. You know, I see you and Quentin sometimes. I see you and Gallimore sometimes, but you are that constant at that three technique and sometimes the one man. I mean, you've grown in 2 years.
Wait, what'd you say?
You've grown in 2 years. You've from a part-time player to a starter to now being a full-time starter. You're the man. You've grown this.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You've just been working hard.
So what has been the biggest change for you now into year two and having a lot of success? Is it the guys around you? Is it the personal growth that you've had? Which one's kind of led to more success?
I feel like it's a combination of both. The connection is deeper, you know what I mean, between me and the guy to my left and my right, just as we've been spending more time together. We're spending more time under DQ's system and in the defense, getting to execute at a higher level just because we know the game, we know the defense. Things are just starting to click a little bit faster, and we can slow it down a little bit.
What's it like whenever things start going right, to the point that they did in that second half, whenever Dan Quinn's calling the plays and you guys have that extra level of confidence? How fun is that to be a part of a defense that flies around like that?
It's a lot of fun, and, you know, we're always competing, so just being able to compete with one another, push each other to go harder it's a lot of fun.
And in the second half, when y'all started just to get the sacks and the turnovers, man, what are y'all saying to one another? I mean, what's the joyousness like?
A lot. We just having fun with it. You know what I mean? Just chopping it up. Just like I said, having fun. I couldn't tell you exactly what was said, but we having a good time. We having a good time.
We are on TV, so you probably need to keep a little bit of that in-house. But when those conversations are being had, is there kind of a sense of you don't want to be left out when there are so many different guys making plays like that? Yeah,
I mean, like any third and long, like we want to be out there. Coach calls me out, I'm like, dang, like, you know what I mean? Like, guys are starting to, like, especially when we start to get up, you know what I mean? Like, we get to pin our ears back and we get to go hunt. So you want to be out there on the field in those situations.
Last year you saw a little bit of a difference in the defense as well, but what's the biggest difference from 2021 to this 2022 bunch?
Like I said, man, like things are just starting to click. Everyone's getting a little bit more time under DQ, so we're just being able to process things a little bit faster. Your mind can slow the game down.
Is it a certain number of snaps you go before you come out? Do you raise your hand, or is it a rotation? Do Coach got a certain set that he does?
We just let Coach handle it. They do a pretty good job of rotating us, so they just tell us go as hard as you can. We'll send guys in for you.
Cowboys defensive tackle Osa Odighizuwa. I don't even know if I can call you a defensive tackle. I feel like you're all over the defensive line. I'll just say D lineman. How about that? Just what you got?
I mean, I consider myself a D tackle.
Okay. Right. Okay, I would say that, but you're just all over the place. That's the real big thing about it. He's got the ice here, too. You look at the chain as well. He's always looking fresh in his second year. I was already saying he looks like a veteran. Looks like a veteran in the post-game dress. Osa Odighizuwa joining us here on Cowboys Game Night. When we come back, we talk to Ron Bland. He was one of the key members of that Cowboys defense, had a couple of picks and a big PBU. We hear from Bland when we come back. Cowboys rookie cornerback Ron Bland becomes just the fifth Cowboys rookie to have multiple picks in the same games over the last 35 seasons. Here's what he had to say after his breakout game and the win over the Indianapolis Colts.
I was always going to be a chip on my shoulder for being a fifth-round pick. You know, I feel like I could have been more, but, you know, it is what it is.
How much pride, like, Demond made some big plays, too. I mean, you know, rookies like you guys, how much pride do you have in that?
Well, that's one of the things we coming in, me and him were talking about. As soon as we came in, it was like, once we get on that field, we want to make some plays.
What can you say about this 2022 rookie class that, objectively speaking, is easily one of the best, if not the best, Cowboys draft class in decades?
I mean, each one of us, each one they brought in, each position they're playing, pretty much. So this rookie class has been really special.
Ron, how dangerous is this team? Just the way the defense is playing, the offense, everybody. It's all complementary football. How dangerous can this team be?
I mean, you see in the fourth quarter, any one of us can make a play. So that's how dangerous our defense is. Each one of us, we do our job. We believe we all could do it. So that's our danger. That's what,
need to scoop and score now.
Oh yeah.
Find the end zone.
I need a fumble. Well, I need a fumble recovery and a scoop and score. I need both.
When's your last time to find the end zone?
The last time, shoot, high school probably. my one in college got called back.
Oh, did
you? Yeah.
Called back.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Lots of laughs and lots of smiles for DaRon Bland, and for good reason. Back here with Nate Newton, I'm Kyle Youmans here from AT&T Stadium, and it was incredible to see this showcase from the rookies because it wasn't just DaRon Bland. Sam Williams, Damone Clark forced a fumble. Tyler Smith broke a couple touchdown runs. The rookie class shined tonight more than it has all season long. How impressed were you with some of these youngsters?
Man, it's just exciting, man, especially the young DaRon Bland, man. I mean, when he does things, I thought he was going to be our slot corner coming out of training camp, but something happened. They want the veteran guys who know what they're doing, knows Quinn defense for the second year. But this kid is growing. He takes his lumps along the way, but he quickly forgets and he produces.
So Jordan Lewis is out for a significant amount of time, most likely this season. Then you've got Anthony Brown, who left here on crutches. DaRon Bland and Kelvin Joseph, you're going to see a lot more of those two guys at the quarterback spot. How does that change things in the secondary?
I just have to be a little bit more basic. You can't throw a lot of the things. You can't graduate them real quick. So you got to take them easy, man. Joseph, he got to come to play, man, because we're going to ask a lot of him this last 4 or 5 games.
There was a touchdown that he came up, and he was on the bad end of it. He played better as we went along. But, however, the Cowboys come out on top in a big way in this one. When we come back, we tie a bow on this one and look ahead for the Cowboys' next matchup.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night was presented by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. Reliant, an NRG company. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss a game again. Enjoy full and condensed game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl.
It was all Dallas Cowboys under the night of Sunday Night Football. The lights of AT&T Stadium shining bright on a 54-19 win as the Cowboys take the horseshoes and drive them into the sand. We are wrapping up things here on Cowboys Game Night with the 3-time Super Bowl champ, Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Youmans, and things were great for the Cowboys in this one. They've been playing solid football each of the last 3 weeks. They've got the Texans coming up next week, the Jags the week after that, and then a Christmas Eve matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles. What do they need to do to continue this streak moving forward?
Just keep improving on the blueprint. They know they got to keep it complementary to, I'm talking about on the offense. You got to run the ball. You got to pass the ball. You got to be safe. You cut down on the penalties down to 3. Keep it around that, and no pre-snap penalties. And so if we can do that right there, you can build on this next game with the Texans. Then you can build after that, looking forward to December 24th.
Ooh, getting ahead of yourself a little bit.
We can.
They're not doing that in the locker room, just so you know, but we absolutely can because those are 2 winnable games coming up in the next 2 weeks. If that's the case, you're at 9-3 right now. You would be 11-3 at the moment. If Philadelphia falls at one point throughout the season, that would be a game that likely could decide the entire division. So keep that in mind as we get closer and closer to December 24th. The Cowboys win it in a big way here, over 200 yards rushing, 54-19. The final score. For Nate Newton and our entire DallasCowboys.com crew, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long from AT&T Stadium. We'll see you next week on Cowboys Game Night.